What's happening, you savages? Uncle Joey here. It's Tuesday, the 18th of February, the day the devil was buried at sea. We got a tremendous show for you now. Let's get this party started. Hey, Uncle Joey here. Listen, it's time to get that dick in proper working order. It's February already, you know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day is past, but it's a long year. You gotta sling dick on a daily with these animals out there. Blue Chew can make it happen. Their online service delivers ED meds straight to your door with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but at a fraction of the cost and in chewable form. What does that mean? You could be anywhere drinking a glass of vino. You see one of your little girls over by the corner. She's playing hard to get. You pop a Blue Chew, you wiggle over, and you're ready to rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? Blue Chew has everything you need to spice up the bedroom. Even if your thing is working right, you got to have extra ammunition. Sometimes the communists just come out of the trees. You know what I'm saying? Blue Chew tablets are made in the US of A, Jack, and the whole process is taken care of online. So you don't need to make an appointment. You don't need to sit with creepy people. You don't need to go to the pharmacy, nothing like that. Me personally, I love Blue Chew. I'm 62. I don't need ED medication, but let me tell you something. Like I said, you got to get all your bullets in order, and you got to bring extras nowadays. You take a tablet any time of the day, and you get ready for a great time. I don't care if it's in the morning, at night, you're going to feel tip-top magoo. Now, make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for the listeners. Ready? Get your first month of Blue Chew for free. That's right, it's Tuesday. I'm showing up with a gift, you little bitches. Just visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And I want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show and helping you motherfuckers sling dick like you're supposed to, like God intended. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome back to Chazz!
We're back. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning to be alive. February the 18th, we got a special guest, Mr. Chazz Palminteri, Academy Award winner, fucking diver, everything. He's done it all. Producer, the whole thing. And we got Syatt over here.
He owns a restaurant. I was watching some movies this weekend, and I just typed in your name, and I live in the city, and it was like Chazz Palminteri, and I was like, oh shit, that looks good. The menu looks great.
Italian restaurants, 30 West 46th Street. Chazz Palminteri is at 264 Main Street.
Jesus. You do everything. I didn't, and by the way, sorry to start off like this, I had no idea that the Bronx Tale was like your story.
Yeah, my real name is Colodro. And it's about this killing that I saw, and I wrote it, and Robert De Niro saw it, before it was a movie, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a crazy story, man. Everybody wanted it, but nobody would give me. I had $200 in the bank. They offered me, went up to over $1 million, and I said no because I could. They wouldn't let me play the part. They wouldn't let me write it. And then one day, Robert De Niro walked into the theater, and the crowd stood up, and then I got off stage, and they said, De Niro's in your dressing room. I said, well, all right. Wow, Robert De Niro? They said, yeah. I walked in there, and Bob was sitting there, and he said, look, I know what's going on, and he said, I think you should play Sonny and you should write it because it'll be honest, and you should direct it. You should play Sonny and you should write it. He goes, I'll direct it and I'll play your father. And that's how it happened.
Why a one-man show? What year did this all start?
I started writing it, Joey, in 1988. In 1988, I started writing because I couldn't get a big break. I was on Hill Street Blues, I was on Matlock, I was on Dallas. I was getting guest star roles, but I just wanted more. I wanted to be in movies. And it's very hard, it's very difficult. And then finally I said, well, if I write something, I was at the lowest of my career because I ran out of money then. And I just said, saddest thing in life is wasted talent, man. I'm not going to waste my talent. So I said, I'm going to write about this killing that I saw. And I started writing about it, and I performed that on stage first. It was like 5 minutes, and I did it, and the place my theater just went crazy. And each week I would write more and more. And then I would perform it on Monday nights. Then I would take 5 minutes out of the 10 minutes, like a comic does.
Yeah, no.
Same thing, just workshop it. And at the end of a year, I had 90 minutes of a fucking tight show, man. That was really tight. I borrowed some money off a friend of mine. I put it up. The fucking reviews were outrageous. All of Hollywood kept coming. The theater, it was only a 99-seat theater. We had to get out of there. The crowds were too big. We moved into a 400-seat theater, and even that was too small. But I stayed there, and everybody came to see it. Nicholson came, Pacino came, Burt Reynolds came, Robert Redford came. They all wanted to play Sonny. And I was like, no, I play Sonny. And they kept offering more money. Then it went up to over $1 million. And I still kept saying, no, I'm not doing it. And then one night, Robert De Niro saw it, and I went in the back, and he said, man, this is a great movie, man. He said, you did the whole movie on stage. I said, yeah, that was my idea. Instead of people reading it, I wanted you to see it. And Bob did it and changed my life, man.
Now, how come there are no more one-man shows now besides yours? Nobody else is doing a one-man show anymore.
It's really, first of all, it's really, really hard. A one-man show, a good one-man show. Most one-man shows are not good. They're just pontificating, my mother had cancer, and then I did. It's always, it's not, it's hard. See, mine is not really a one-man show. It's a linear story. It's a movie. Like a comic goes up there, and he's funny, he talks about this, then he talks about that, drinks some water. My show is not like that. My show is straight through, without stopping, all the scenes of a Bronx Tale I do. Different.
Well, is that a normal way, like the way you wrote and workshopped?
No.
Originally? Because that sounds like that's how comics do it. That's how I've never heard of an actor doing anything like that.
Yeah, no, I did it. I figured I'd just keep trying stuff out, and because I had an audience every Monday night at my theater. So I would keep trying it out. So you know how it is. On stage something's working, something's not. I would tape everything. I had a cassette player, and I would tape everything. And then I would say, this worked. And then you hear comments from the audience, oh, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. And so once in a while somebody says a great idea, and you go, fuck, well, that's a good idea. And you incorporate that, So at the end of a year, I had a fucking really tight show. But still, I didn't know if it worked because I never did it straight through. But then when I did it, the fucking crowds just went. Joey, it was a phenomenon. It only happened twice in Hollywood, twice in the history of Hollywood. Sylvester Stallone and me. That's it. Where it was insane. I had producers following me to the men's room, in restaurants, in the men's room. Al Ruddy, Al Ruddy. Oh, great Al Ruddy, I love him. I got to know him really well after I met him. I was taking a leak in the urinal. The guy comes right up next to me at the Palm in Beverly Hills. And he goes, you Chazz Palminteri? I'm looking at him going, yeah. He goes, I just saw it 2 days ago. Fucking love it. I'll write you out a check for $1 million. What do you think? And I'm going, I really can't talk right now. So I said, you got to call my agents and we'll work it out. He goes, I'm telling you right now. I said, Al, call the agents. It was crazy. It was crazy. Burt Reynolds wanted to take me out to dinner. Everybody wanted to take me out to dinner. But they wanted that role. And I said, nah, nope, no fucking way. And then when I met Stallone, because I did a movie with Stallone right before that, I told him what was going on. He said, I heard about what's going on with you. I said, yes, Sly, and I actually thanked him because I said, you did it before me, and so you made me believe that it can happen. And he said, if you believe it, hold on. And I said, all right, I am. And I did.
You just kept saying no.
Joey, people say, how could you turn down over $1 million with $200 in the bank? And you know what I say? The first offer was the hardest. And as people who grew up like we did, the first offer was $250 after 2 weeks of doing it. And to me, that was like, that came out of nowhere. $250,000? I was like, can I call you? Can I speak to you tomorrow? I was a little shook up by it. And then I hung up, and I called my parents, and they said, well, what do you want, son? And I said, look, I really want to play the part. I don't want to give up. They said, don't worry about us. If you're worried about us, we'll be fine. Because I wanted to take care of them, And then I said, fuck it, I'm not doing it. And once I made up my mind, then it was just numbers. 500, yeah, 750. It didn't fucking mean. The 250 was the hardest. $1 million, $1.2 million, I'm going, yeah, but can I play the part? I said, no fucking way I'm doing it. And everybody in Hollywood said, you're going to blow it, they're going to walk away. I said, no fucking way they are. Because there's too many people who wanted it. I'm not exaggerating. Every number one director, every producer, every studio head, every main actor wanted this part. Were chasing me down. It was crazy.
It's crazy that as you were telling this story, I was thinking about Frank Pesh, 29th Street.
Yeah.
How that's a fucking great story.
Great story.
Great story. And he sold it, but they had the Australian play him.
Right.
What the fuck? They gave him a role as the brother.
Yes.
He was still in the movie.
Yeah.
But they gave it to Lampaglia, Anthony Lampaglia.
Anthony Lampaglia is very good. But,
yeah, he was good.
He was very good. And he is Australian, but he is Italian, because there are a lot of Italians in Australia.
He got mugged in Beverly Hills.
He did.
He was telling me one time.
He's a good guy.
He was walking, and they pulled up with a gun.
Yeah.
And said, give me your money. He's like, why? He's Beverly Hills.
Right. No. But, but I always tell people, unless you had something like Stallone or myself, it's better to sell it if only two people want it. It's hard to be really stand by your guns. But I had everybody wanted it. So it's a little different. So what happened to me and what happened to Sly, in fact, he says it too. It was an anomaly. It was an aberration. It doesn't happen. It just, the stars were right or whatever, and it just was right, man.
Are you paranoid at all? Like, for me, I'm thinking back then, before the internet, I know that you could have proved that you had the script, but they could have ripped you off and written a movie like it and then put it out. Did that cross your mind at all?
No, because you could write something similar, but they saw it. You see, this was different. This was not reading it. And all the reviews were like the New York Times, the LA Times.
Got it.
Was like one of the greatest, a genesis of an Academy Award movie. I mean, it was just like, they wanted this fucking movie. And they wouldn't leave me the fuck alone, man. I was blessed, it was great.
What does that feel like after you haven't really done?
I have to say, my Lord Savior, Jesus Christ, he was right there. He's the one who I put his hand on my shoulder and said, hang in there, kid. And I hung in there.
Is that because, after, for even the money sounds great, but being I don't want to say struggling, but being an up-and-coming, struggling actor, to have everybody, you're the most popular guy.
Yes.
That must feel great just in itself, even without the money.
Yes. I went to a shrink. I went to a shrink. You think I'm not fucking around. I went to the number one shrink in Hollywood. His name was Dr. Phil Stutz. He's on Netflix. They did a special on him. He's the number one shrink, the greatest shrink in the world. And I found out, and he took me, and I walked in, he goes, I'll never forget it. He says, why do you want to, everything all right? I go, yeah. He goes, well, why do you want to see me? I go, I'm about to become really famous, and I want to make sure I don't fuck it up. And he looked at me, he said, nobody ever did that to me before. I says, I'm serious. And you know what? I was 39 years old, and I was been around a long time, and it took me back. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? From literally an unknown actor. I was on Broadway before that in the early 80s. An unknown actor to, I'm on fucking huge billboards all over the world with Robert De Niro. And people are just, it is all of a sudden, I did all right with girls, but now it's like every fucking supermodel wants to talk to you. Everybody wants to meet you. Everybody wants to be in the Chazz Palminteri business, as they tell the agents.
Right.
It's insane. So I had to grab a hold of myself, and I wasn't married. I was okay, but it was, and I talked it over with my shrink, and he said anybody who's famous before the age of 30, it's a crime. You can't do it. You just can't do it. I mean, I had to hold on like in a chair because it's fucking scary, man. You're broke, and now you're getting millions of dollars for movies. Now you're face, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
Well, I don't have it in front of me, but I was looking you up yesterday. Well, didn't you have wasn't there a run of Bullets Over Broadway?
Oh, yeah.
Usual
the Bronx Tale and The Usual Suspects, like back to back. Like it was like three of the top movies ever.
Three back to back, and it was like, forget it. It was fucking crazy. It was, I'm telling you, it was crazy.
Now, from the time De Niro told you that in the green room,
Yeah.
to this time to get on set, how long?
Well, he had 2 movies that he told me he had to do. He was committed to. It was 2 years. He said, "Just wait."
God.
Yeah, he said,
Just wait.
That's fucking brutal.
it was brutal.
Oh,
It was brutal, but you know what? It was okay because I got paid, so I had a few $1 million in the bank.
oh, they paid you already.
Oh, they paid me.
Oh, then fuck them. Don't call back.
No,
You know what I'm
no.
saying? Don't
And
even
didn't
call.
Bullets Over Broadway come out first?
I got paid everything except when I was going to be the actor.
Right.
So I got over $1 million as the writer. So that was good. So I waited. So I had all this money. So I had a new car, and I'm living in L.A. I'm doing a movie with De Niro in a little while. So I'm fucking, I'm flying, man.
And am I wrong, or did Bullets Over Broadway come out first?
No, Bullets Over Broadway came out after Bronx Tale.
Oh, it did. Okay.
It did. Oh yeah, and then I had another one, Jade, and that.
Yes, I
Jade,
saw that.
And Jade,
With,
I was fucking on a streak.
With Red Dog
Yes.
from CSI.
Yes.
From NYPD
Caruso.
Blue.
David Caruso.
And so Stallone's wife.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that's his wife, his girlfriend. Yeah, I forgot her name.
Flavor.
Yes.
Isn't she the model in that movie? Yeah,
Yeah.
Jade. Yeah.
Yes, I forgot her. Yeah, she was great. Yeah, Linda Fiorentino.
Linda Fiorentino.
And
Where the fuck
Angie.
is Linda Fiorentino?
leave me alone. Leave me alone with that. I'm so aggravated with her.
Where is she?
If you're listening, Linda, listen to me. This girl is a fucking star.
A star.
She's a great actor, and I've been telling her for years, but every time she gets close, she goes, I don't want this. And she tells people to go fuck themselves.
She made that movie about Madonna, right? Crazy for You.
Yeah, she's...
Linda Fiorentino
Linda
is
is
like
fucking...
good looking.
The Last Seduction.
Yeah.
She's so great. I want her to come out of retirement. I hope she didn't retire. She's so great, so wonderful, so fucking sexy and hot, and she should be fucking out there. But some people they don't want it. I don't know. She annoys me with that. Linda, if you hear this, you're pissing me off.
Yeah, me too.
Somebody tell her you got to come back. Really, she's great,
So
man.
for 2 years, it's like when you get the call that you got the movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I hate when they call you and they go, this movie's shooting in June. Go fuck yourself. I'm old school. Tell me when it's shooting. You want me to audition now?
Right.
It's shooting in March. Okay?
No, I had to wait 2 years.
Oh my God, because you go to wardrobe, and then now in today's world, back then you didn't have it. Now you got to look over social media.
Yeah.
That you don't tell somebody fuck you on social media, because as you're getting hired, they'll fire you.
Yeah.
Because you told somebody to go fuck yourself.
Right.
So the whole time you're always like, when am I going to get fired? Like that's the way I think when I go
Really?
to a movie. If I have a long time on a movie, I'm like, I'm going to get fired.
Why, you going to say something or do something?
Both. Both. So I might as well I want to shoot it out and get out.
Yeah.
Like I worked with Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
And you know Tracy.
Sure.
He's fucking out of his mind.
Yes.
And I'll never forget that I asked Adam, why'd you shoot Tracy out so fast? He goes, Tracy's that funny, plus you don't want him around. And I never forgot that.
Yeah.
And then I saw how the girl treated him on that show,
30 Rock.
30 Rock.
Yeah.
The pilot of that.
How did she treat him?
She treated him just like that. He's a dangerous guy.
Really?
Like, not dangerous in the sense that he's going to do something to you.
Right.
He's just dangerously fucking funny.
Oh,
Anybody who
he's
tells a
so
woman, smell
funny.
my finger, It smells like rape. That type of shit.
Oh,
you don't
God.
want them around that long on the set.
Yeah.
So they get on the set at 7, shoot them, and get them the fuck out of there by 10.
Right,
And
I
you
see.
live your life the rest of the
Yeah.
day. You're not going to if the longer you have them sitting back there,
It's no good.
animals like that, like me, the longer you have me sitting back there, the more you got me brewing. And if that room ain't got windows, like I learned that, I got to sit somewhere where it has windows.
Right.
If I'm in there for too long, and I don't mind smoking a joint and reading a book for 6 hours.
Right.
I got nothing against that.
Right.
That you're paying me for the day. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck if you shoot me last. But
But-
my advice to you is, you don't want me
My
back
advice.
there.
Yeah.
You don't want me back there. Just get me the fuck out of there early. I'll wait. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But get me out because
Yeah.
what's that expression? The idle mind is the devil's work.
Yeah. I don't mind the
That's
devil
it.
worship.
And that's with me.
Yeah.
Once I get bored, I'm like, so I just want to shoot it out. With Tracy, with 30 Rock, if you see the pilot, while he was talking to her, he made her take him to a strip club in the pilot.
Yep.
While she waited outside, she was talking to him, like convincing him
Right.
to be on the show. He's like, I don't know. Let me give this bitch another $1. You got to watch the fucking pilot.
Oh my God.
And that's when I realized animals like that, you got to shoot them,
Shoot him out. Yeah.
get them out. They're going to fucking,
Yeah.
You never worked with somebody like that? They go crazy.
No, I never did. No, not. I love Tracy. He's great. He's funny, but I work with a couple of people who are alcoholics. That's rough. When that's rough when they come in and they're just. I won't say who they are.
Sure.
But,
I watched the movie the other day, and we'll talk about it later. But this motherfucker was high on heroin while he shot this movie.
Jesus.
And I know he was on heroin for a long time. But there's a scene, he's in a courtroom, and the camera's not on him, and he's nodding. He's trying to focus on the judge.
Right.
But he starts fucking nodding, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. I could smoke a joint and shoot a movie.
Yeah. See, I can't.
And
No, I
that's
can't
where
do
it
anything.
is.
I can't do anything.
2 hits off with the roots just to loosen it up, to make craft
No,
service
I'm
a
always.
little better.
I'm very relaxed.
Yeah,
so.
but I can't drink or
No, I
people
can't.
fucking. When I did the longest yard, those motherfuckers were making margaritas at 10 a.m. The wrestlers, because wrestlers don't play.
Yeah.
They don't play.
Russ
They
is
told
part-
Adam, if we're not out there by 8,
Yeah.
we're going to get margaritas. And they bought a blender,
Yeah.
and they would get fucking blenders, plural.
Wow.
And they had the big cooler with
Right.
ice, and they would sit out there, Goldberg, and those motherfuckers were out of their mind.
No way. Really.
That's why I loved them. I loved them. They were like,
Yeah.
12 o'clock, we're not shooting, we're done.
Yeah.
Then they go back to the hotel, take a nap.
Yeah. I just had a wrestler on my show. He was great. Karen Cross.
Oh, they're great.
He's great. What a great guy, man.
They're ultimate. I learned a lot from wrestlers on how to treat people.
Yeah.
Because they're the ultimate, like Kevin Nash, that motherfucker can getting beat up. If you go up to him and ask him for a picture, he'll hold the guy's hand and take a picture and keep fighting with him.
Wow.
Like those guys, that's a different training. They
Yeah.
train differently. They're more audience.
Right.
They're very
Right.
audience
Right.
savvy.
Wow. Yeah, it was great, and he was fun to talk to. I love talking with guys and jiu-jitsu, and I love UFC. I go there. I love it. UFC is great. My son loves it. He boxes. He does MMA. He does Brazilian, and we go there. We love it. It's great. It's a great. I box. I don't do. It was funny, but when he started learning, and he started getting older, and then all of a sudden I realized that, shit, I can't beat up my son anymore. You know what I mean? Like this kid is like, we started like grappling a little bit, and he just choked. He got me in a triangle, and I was like, what the fuck? And then he explained to me that a person who knows jiu-jitsu, even a blue belt, he said, when you're wrestling or grappling with a person who knows nothing, he goes, it's a magic trick. They don't know what you're doing. It's easy. And I was like, oh, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, but a black belt does that to me. Or a brown belt does that to me, what I do to it. And he says, it's just levels. Like you got to get up. It's just levels, yeah.
I love going to jiu-jitsu. I haven't been there since October 8th.
Wow.
But before that, for 3 years, I was
Right.
going to the same place. Here's the problem. As you get older, you wrestle with younger guys.
Right.
And even if you know more about it than they do, their speed and quickness
Yeah.
always beats you. You know, it's always,
Really?
you end up on your back. But I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
great.
I fucking
Yeah, he
love the
loves it.
guys
Yeah.
there. And I'm older, and there's not a lot of older, you know, we had one guy that was like 65.
Right.
And there's a guy in there that's 67. That's a fucking brute. He
Right.
was a school principal.
Right.
He's a black belt in karate for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
So he's been doing it for that long.
Oh, Jesus.
But there's something about jiu-jitsu that when you go in there, you're either going to like it or hate it.
Hate it. Right. You're right.
You're either going to like it or hate it. There's no, and you can't feel bad for not liking it. But if you really start to like it, you're going to get beat up for a year.
That's what he did. My son got beat up. He told
A
me.
year. It's a
He said,
year of
Dad,
getting beat up, choked, hurt, people pulling your hair.
I'm getting thrown all over the fucking
I remember
place.
one time I was wrestling this guy, and I wasn't even, he was like a brown belt, and I wasn't
Yeah.
even doing nothing to him. And I kept seeing him going, ah, ah. And I go, dog, am I hurting? He goes, you're pulling my leg hairs. Because I had his gi, but I really had his leg hairs. And I was spinning them around so I wouldn't lose the fucking leg. And he'd go, ah. You know, you're going to get hurt at every level.
Yeah, no, he did. My son did get hurt.
But
Yeah.
it's something about it, like,
Yeah.
it's fun. A friend of mine just twisted his fucking knee. And he's like calling me, telling me, no worries. I'm going to shoot it with a peptide.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
be back in 6 weeks. They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a
And they'll
fuck.
go back in 3 weeks and now rehurt it for good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so addicting that you
Yeah,
rehurt
I
it
love watching it.
for
I love
good,
going to UFC.
you know?
I think it's great.
Oh, the UFC is a fucking lot of fun.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
are. The energy in that motherfucker,
right,
the energy.
right. Yeah,
Is
it's
mind-boggling.
crazy. You know, Joey, I always wanted to ask you, because I always ask people who know, and I know you know about jiu-jitsu. I just box. And I asked my son about it, and he said, well, Dad, sometimes it can overcome, but I don't. If you had a guy who was in the street, but a young guy, big, strong guy, but knows nothing about grappling, but a big, tough guy, and he fought the #1 jiu-jitsu woman in the world. In other words, she was a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Who would win? He said there's no
Mackenzie
guarantee.
Dern will fuck you up.
Who?
Mackenzie Dern
Really?
will fuck you up.
I'm talking about a big, strong guy, like a fucking...
Listen, she's not going to twist him, but she's going to neutralize him.
You think so? But what about
Those people that are black belts like that, like she's a Brazilian black belt. Have
Right.
you ever seen fucking Mackenzie
No,
Dern?
I haven't, no.
She's like a supermodel.
But what about if this guy grabs her by the fucking hair and grabs her
Listen.
neck, Joey?
She has the patience
Right.
that she'll fucking breathe through it and at least get hooks on them.
Really?
And she's a black belt.
Yeah.
So she'll get a leg somewhere.
So if you had to bet money, you
fucking
would bet on the
around
woman.
you.
You would bet on the woman.
At that situation, I'll bet on the woman to neutralize him.
Yeah, right.
After a while, it's a woman and her strength.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
Yeah.
strength. But I can guarantee her, Katzengano, there's a lot of women that are
Right.
fucking really good jujitsuers.
Yeah.
They'll break something on you.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, jiu-jitsu is made for a woman. All the aspects of it
Right.
is for a woman. My
you're
daughter
right.
was into it till she was 10, and I lost her.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand, that's their playground. A woman's playground is on her fucking back.
Yeah.
And if she could defend herself from her fucking back,
Right.
that is something that you can't, it's priceless.
What do you think Joe Rogan would say about that? He would bet on the woman too? That
Well,
would...
it depends on there's a fucking chick, Gabby Garcia. She's bigger than me. She just fought Craig Jones in
Really?
a competition, and Craig Jones choked her out. Again, but, Gabby.
But that's a good, great jujitsu person. I think. Are you saying like a fight or like a in the street?
No, she said he's a street
No,
guy.
I'm talking about a street.
Hey,
Guy-
fuck you!
Right,
Cut
fuck
me
you.
off!
Yeah, and
that
in the,
type of
in the
shit.
street, I 100% bet on the woman. I think they have videos of it of like,
Yeah.
especially of like guys who are like kind of assholes going to jujitsu gyms,
Yeah.
and like they talk shit. And the people at jujitsu gyms are usually really nice until like some guy's an asshole, and then they play with them. It's
Yeah.
like it's like it's an animal and like a
There's
human.
always one really good woman at every gym.
Yeah.
Like where I was going, there was a purple belt at night that was really good. I never rolled with her, but in the daytime, there was an Indian girl that started coming in.
Right.
Married, 2 girls.
Right.
That's how she got into it. She brought her girls. And I asked her, what made you come in here? We all called her Ma. Ma,
Yeah.
The fuck? You're a fucking fox. What made you come in here? She's like, I brought my girls in here. And she goes, I saw how important it is for a woman. She comes to the lunchtime classes. There's no other women in there.
Wow. Yeah.
And she battles it, and for a year, I would see her at the end of class. You think she was a battered woman. She got beautiful long hair, and she put it in a ponytail, but they'd rip it the fuck out. And she'd just be like...
Yeah, the amazing thing about... I knew when I was bouncing many years ago in the 80s, early, I worked with a guy who was Olympic Judo. He was like 10th in the world in Judo in his class. And I was in the gym with him one day, and I said, come on, Mark, come on. And he goes, Chaz. I said, no. I said, I'm going to really try to like... He treated me like I was a 2-year-old, and that's what I couldn't understand.
That's what you can.
He treated me like I was... You know when your 5-year-old gets upset, you go, stand over here. Literally, I felt like I couldn't do anything. He just flipped me and threw me, and I just never forgot that.
Listen, you do a great one-man show, and you're an actor. I'm a comedian. I'm a street comic. I know how to tell jokes on a corner. Take that energy and flip it. Think about somebody who's been throwing punches for 20 years.
Yeah, it's true.
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, it's not going to be
Have
good.
you ever gone into a ring with a guy just fucking around that's like...
I boxed with some sparred, but we knew we were going to...
And just the shoulder feints alone. they knock you
Exactly.
out.
I knew that
They're just professionals.
I knew that he could take me out at any moment.
You go to one of these schools and you see like the Brazilian... Like I go to a Hollis Gracie.
Right.
Rolls Gracie. He's the big one.
Right.
I joined that school because he's a big dude.
Right.
And he teaches big dude shit, how to control you more.
Right.
How to move slowly, to put his weight on top of you a lot more. There's little guys who move. Like there's a school in Edgewater. That dude, he fucking moves.
Right.
He's 5'8", 160. That guy will choke you before fucking anything. Have you ever seen the Hodger Gracie tapes?
The what?
Hodger Gracie.
No, I never
Hodger
did.
Gracie is the fucking best in the world.
Better than Hickson?
No, he's like a nephew to Hickson.
Nephew to Hickson.
But this guy does the same shit every day.
Yeah.
Which is takes you down. He'll let you put him in his closed guard.
Right.
And it's a 15-minute bout.
Right.
It'll take him 13 minutes to get on that mount. But those 13 minutes, you're on the bottom suffering. You're fucking with him. And once he gets you on the mount, everything he does is basic. He gets you with a collar choke. And he does that in the worlds. But when you see him, you go, whoa.
Yeah.
Because it's like Caterpillar. It's not the Berimbolo brothers flying through the air. It's this guy that gets on top of you like a boa constrictor, and he just gets closer to you and closer to you, and that's what you're doing. You're wearing out the guy on the bottom.
Were you ever on stage, Joey, and you thought somebody was going to come up on stage and you thought you were going to have to do something?
Yeah.
Really?
And I hit him with the microphone.
Come on.
In 1995, there was an open mic on Wednesdays, like Steakhouse 58 or something, in Commerce City, Colorado. And every week I did the same round. There was a tortilla plate. What's the taco place on fucking Thursday night?
Right.
The one on the West Coast. They got them all over California. El Torito was Thursday. Wednesday was that. Tuesday was an Elvis impersonator from Brooklyn.
Right.
That had a restaurant in Vegas, and he was the first Elvis impersonator, like 1968.
Wow.
Now he was 400 pounds, and they paid him off. Caesars gave him like $500,000, and he opened up a little Italian restaurant. And every Tuesday, I would go up there on Tuesdays and crack some jokes. He had like an 8-table restaurant.
Right.
And he would come out at first as the chef. And then he'd listen to me. Then he'd wink at me and he'd go in, and I'd go on stage and eat a bag of dicks for 15 minutes. I'd be up there just telling stupid jokes and dying. People still be eating their Italian. And after 15 minutes, he'd come out dressed like Elvis with a towel around his neck, and I'd go, "Coming to the stage, Elvis Presley, Dino," or something like that was his name. And he'd come out and fucking do the moves and the kicks, and he'd get drenched in sweat. And then he'd go to the tables, and he'd talk to the people, and he'd sweat on their meatballs. It was fucking classic.
Yeah.
Tremendous. This is what I see as a comic, as a young comic.
Yeah.
But on Wednesdays, I went to this place, and they were flipping beer caps at every comic. Motherfucker kept flipping beer caps.
Yeah, that's not that. Yeah.
You know, and they were drinking beers and ripping the labels and then flipping the... And I went in there, I was going through a divorce, and I was in no fucking mood.
Right.
And I went up there and I go, before the show even starts, if you flick one fucking thing, I'm gonna fuck yous up. I didn't even say that, and the beer thing went flying by me. And I go, come on, motherfucker, because I wasn't gonna go after them. I had to bring them to my territory.
Yeah, right,
I got
right.
the mic stand, and it had one of those microphones that had batteries in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. And they came closer, like, he charged me. And I'm
Right.
like, this is easy. I picked up the thing and just banged them in the fucking head, and the microphone busted.
Oh.
The batteries went out. He started bleeding. And his buddy stood there, and I go, you want? And he just left.
Wow.
And I went, I finished my steak. They said, the cops are coming. I got in my car and I left. I didn't go back for like a month. It was all forgotten.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. I'll say, yeah. But
I've seen comics go through some shit sometimes.
dope. There's guys that, listen, I'll tell you what happens. A girl goes home and tells her husband that her and her 8 girlfriends from work are going to go see a certain comedian.
Yeah.
There's like 8 of them that are really good looking. There's always that one husband that tags along. I'm going with you. Is Maggie going? I don't trust her. You know, she dates a
Right,
fucking
right.
Spanish dude, you know.
Right.
Those are the guys you're always going to have a problem with. Because they're the ones that sit there.
Sit there like that.
He ain't funny, you know, to try to. And then you have to say something to him. Then he says something. And
Yeah, comedy is fascinating to me. I mean, I was never a stand-up comic. I was always an actor, but I'm fascinated by stand-up comedy. I really am. It's fascinating to me. And I talked to Chris Rock about it once. I did a movie with him. And I said, what's the number one thing a comic's got to learn? And he said, don't be afraid of the silence.
no.
He says, once you're not afraid of the silence, you got it.
Let me take a breather real quick. We'll talk about BetterHelp for people who need a psychiatrist that didn't get those movies. You know what I'm saying? There's people that haven't gotten movies and are still in LA right now.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Call BetterHelp. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Hey, if you don't know, now you know. The Church of What's Happening Now is sponsored by BetterHelp. We're always hearing about red flags. Red flags about your partner, red flags about your friends. What if you started looking for green flags instead? Therapy can help you identify those green flags and practice them in your relationships that'll make your life a better place to live in and it'll make you better 100%. How do I know? Because I was with BetterHelp. Their online therapy is tip-top, magoo, amazing. It's 100% online, so it's very easy and very convenient. You can access a diverse network of over 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. For me, it was anxiety. I contacted one of the reps there. She worked out from the beginning, and 6-8 months later, I was tip-top magoo. I still use those exercises today. So whatever you're going through, there's someone who can help, and BetterHelp is there to help you. Discover your relationship, green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/DIaz, D-I-A-Z. I'm going to get you 10% off your first month. Listen, 10% off, that's big in these days. Even eggs are up to $11. So that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DIaz. I'm going to get you 10% off your first month. If BetterHelp helped me, they could do a lot better with you. Trust me, I got problems. Hey, I want to welcome Factor to the Church of What's Happening Now family. Listen, eating well shouldn't take up your day. Factor makes it a lot easier. With meals you can eat in just 2 minutes. You heard that right. 2 minutes. Everything arrives fresh and fully prepared. It's perfect for any busy lifestyle. With over 40 options to choose from, you just make the picks and wait for them to show up at your door. Ba-boom. Whether you're on the keto diet, you want your protein, or you're watching your calories, there's something for everyone. I signed up for the protein package. The meals fill me up, and they taste great. Tip-top magoo, I eat them for lunch every day. Bam! The meals are top tier, and the convenience is incredible. So do yourself a favor. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com. factor podcast and use code factor podcast to get 50% off your first box. 50% off plus free shipping. That's what we do for you over at the church. That's code factor podcast at factormeals.com/factor podcast to get 50% off your meals with free shipping on your first box. I got the protein package. Tremendous. Give it a shot. Or if you want the keto, they got everything for everybody. Factor Podcast to get 50% off, free shipping on your first box. Thank you for listening to the podcast, and thank you for Factor for sponsoring the show. We're back, bitches. Anyway, what's up? I want to talk to you about something. You were talking about when we left. God damn it.
About people in Hollywood who didn't make it yet? Was that it?
Well, we were talking about that, but that was just a jokey poo.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about time and comedy.
Yeah.
That you're fascinated with stand-up. Well,
I'm fascinated with it.
So the fuck was I. And I'm still fascinated with it, and I've been doing it now for 30 years.
30 years. Now,
91.
Do you know what you're going to do when you get on stage, Joey?
I have a direction.
Right.
And then, like you, like right now, I have no direction. Lately, I have no direction. I'm coming up with little bits.
Right.
And now I have a month off, and that gives me time to polish two bits. Like I started working on them today. I have an idea. In the back of my mind, I just want them to fucking laugh.
Right.
You know, I want them to laugh. We were talking during the break about Lee doing comedy for 7 years. It's so weird, or 8 years.
Right.
And the Agostino's been doing it for 10 or 12. 15.
15.
15.
Now, when does a comic feel like he made it? When he does, okay, when you feel, if a comic could fill up a comedy club, 300-400 people, that's pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
What now? Then you move to theaters, like 1,000 to 2,000. Would you say that's pretty good?
That's really good.
That's real good.
That's really good.
Now, when you get like over 3,000 or 4,000, that's something.
Sebastian, arenas. That's
arenas.
That's Joe Coy. That's Gabriel. Look, that's heights that you just dream about.
Right, but does the average comic, would you say, when he hits like 2,500, that's
good.
That's good.
That's really good.
That's really good.
You asked me a question. What was the question? When do I thought I was successful?
Yeah.
When I didn't have a day job no more.
Right.
That's the first fucking hurdle.
When you're making the money to...
That's the first fucking hurdle.
How about you, Lee?
I'm surprised to hear you say that it was there.
That's the first hurdle.
That is a first hurdle, but because you said... Well, you said successful. What I think, Chaz, you said when you made it, like when a comic's made
when
it.
You feel like, all right, you know.
Because like my thought when I was listening to you, Joey, what I thought you were gonna say is like, to get to that level, you have goals, but then when you got to theaters, comic, you always look bigger. So like, are you ever really fully satisfied? But I do think that's a. I like that that's where your head is at, to just be like the first hurdle is day job.
Day job.
Yeah.
And then after that, listen.
That's a lot more attainable.
I don't think Chappelle is happy. I think he's happy, but I don't think any comic is ever happy. They could always look at just a little more. Maybe if I could sell out a spaceship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe if I could put them all in Guantanamo Bay. I get 80,000 people in Guantanamo. I could do the Dallas Stadium or something. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
But I always thought, for starters, you have a different head. I was a criminal. I got out of the joint. I couldn't find a fucking job as a felon.
Right.
And I removed the felony from my life. I didn't go to the judge. I just removed it myself. And I go, I'm going to go for this comedy thing.
Right.
But I never thought of anything until I found out that fucko, who again has another show on TV, Tim Allen, did time for cocaine.
Yeah.
That guy's got another show on TV.
Right.
He like owns ABC. They just give him shit, and he deserves it. That's a bad motherfucker. He deserves it.
Yeah.
And you know what he eats for breakfast every day? Denny's in the Valley.
Wow.
He's in there, Denny's. I would see him in there.
Yeah.
And go, what the fuck are you doing at Denny's?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a real guy, that dude.
But I found, I kind of studied comics, and I I fooled around with a little comedy, and I remember the thing that I noticed, I'm very observant, is the thing that bothered me the most is hanging out backstage with comics. They're all depressed, Joey.
Yeah.
They're all depressed, Joey.
Well, we're in our heads.
My God. I'm always happy.
You're in your fucking head.
I mean, and then when you say something funny, they'll never laugh at your joke. They'll just go, they'll go, that's funny. They'll look at you and go, that's funny. But they'll never fucking laugh. Ever. Ever. I used to talk to Robin Williams about all this, and he used to make me laugh. Because he was a funny fucking dude.
That was a funny fucking dude.
Mm-hmm. And it's almost like a comic. First they just want to not pay the bill. They want to not pay the bills. I mean, they don't have to get a day job. Then when they start filling out comedy clubs, they're like, great. Then they start filling out theaters, 1,525. Then they want to go to Radio City, Madison Square Garden. And once you get there, you can only hold that, he was explaining to me, you can only hold that position for like 3 or 4 years. And then you have to move back down to the theaters. And you stay at the theaters then for the rest of your career. It was really fucking interesting.
But a theater, that's, in today's world, you can make good money if you did theaters all year.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Brian Regan.
Yeah.
Brian Regan popped out one TV show. He did something else. He's great, Brian Regan. Nobody knows who he is.
So he does theaters.
Huh?
He doesn't do Radio City Musical.
He might. At one point.
Like, I want to do the Apollo.
Yeah.
Just out of respect.
I'd love to do the Apollo.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
You got to do 8 shows to break even then.
No. I only do one show.
No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to do 2 in one night there because the first show goes to the boys.
Oh,
Unless you charge $300 for ticket. So the first show goes to the boys.
Yeah.
Since you're there for the second show, now the second show is all profit pretty much.
Right,
So you got to do 2 fucking shows in a night. And that's what, I would love to do the Apollo. Fuck the Beacon with a bunch of white people playing the violin. I don't want to hang with them. I want to go up there with the brothers.
I have a very big, African-American following.
Oh, I love it. I would love to do that.
I would love to do the Apollo Theater.
The Bronx. Some theater in the Bronx.
Always Paradise. I thought about that.
Some theater in the Bronx.
Yeah, in the Bronx,
I got to do, out of respect for my mother, before I die, I got to get a date at Yonkers Raceway.
Yeah.
And they got to have a theater up there, something like that.
Do they have a theater in Yonkers?
Yeah, the midnight show at Yonkers.
They do?
No. That's the last track that's open.
Okay.
And I always tell people, when people go, well, my uncle was a degenerate. Well, what did he do? He went to Meadowlands every day. That's not a degenerate.
Yeah.
A degenerate is somebody who goes to Meadowlands, then rushes over and catches the end of the aqueduct,
That's right.
and then goes home, takes a shower, stops at OTB on 181st Street by Port Authority, and right on that road, you shoot up to Yonkers. And when you walk out of Yonkers in those days, you're going to get shot.
Oh, yeah.
In the 70s, it's fucking, you're walking out to Mary J. Blige and shit. Fucking tremendous.
No, that's true, wow, that's a degenerate.
That's a degenerate.
Yeah, that was Eddie Mush. That was Eddie Mush from Bronx Tale. He was, that was him. He would constantly fucking, all day, all night, fucking gamble.
Let me tell you what we've seen. I don't mean to interrupt you on Mush. We'll get to that later because that's a mushy question for you.
Yeah.
That's Junior Mush right there.
Yeah, he calls me Mush for years.
Yeah, this guy is the worst.
No,
if you've noticed, any day now, you're going to get a big movie.
Yeah.
Any day now. The way God works lately.
Yes.
You're going to get a big movie. I was thinking about this the other day after we spoke because people have to realize one thing, and it's on the conversation we were talking about. Whether you're a boxer, you've been doing it for 20 years.
Right.
When you're a writer, it takes you a week what it'll take me 2 years to write. You're that apt on it,
Well, yeah,
a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I apply myself, yes.
Look at acting. I was watching something the other day that I was blown the fuck away. I had nothing to do. I was in the hospital and I put on Sons of Anarchy. Why, I don't know.
Right.
And it was the season when Jimmy Smits came on.
Yes.
And he was eating these motherfuckers up. He was eating Jax Teller up, which is tough to do. That's a good-looking dude. And then you see the success of Oil Man with this Billy Bob Thornton. Have you watched that show?
I haven't seen it.
Holy shit, he's good.
What's the name of it? You know the name?
Did you say Oil Man? I've seen clips of it. I don't know what the name is.
I heard. Well, he's really good. He's great.
I mean, it's like everybody
Right.
else is on a different fucking level.
Yeah.
And that's how you are now. You know, when I see Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah.
everybody looks at Denzel. I look at Lawrence Fishburne and I go, he played 4 different types of yams.
Yeah.
Okay? What's love got to do with it?
Yeah.
And he played a gangster black yam in King of whatever.
It's okay to say that word.
Yeah, it's okay. Everybody's cool now.
Okay.
Yam is in the middle. Nobody gets offended.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
what is it? What's that? What's King of New York?
King of New
So
York.
think of it. He played Ike Turner and
Turner.
King of New York, and they were completely fucking
Great,
different.
great.
And then he played something else in that realm, and you go, he broke those guys up into threes brilliantly.
Brilliantly.
So that's another guy, like I said, yourself.
Right.
That you go on a fucking movie now, and you just eat it up.
Well,
And everybody
yeah.
looks at you because you're that. You got 40 years in the fucking game, Chaz.
Yeah. A lot of movies.
40 fucking years.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I respect that. And it's the same thing we were talking about. You start eating and breathing this shit. You know,
Yeah.
Katie Segal, she's been doing it since I
Yeah.
was locked up.
Yeah.
When I was locked up, it was her first year of
Yeah.
Married with Children. There's a bunch of those fucking guys.
Oh, yeah. Ed
And
O'Neill.
I grew up
Yeah.
on McQueen. Like when I was in the hospital, I watched Our Man Flint. God damn!
Our Man
James
Flint.
Coburn.
James Coburn,
And it was
right.
a double feature, but I had to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch the second. It was Our Man Flint.
Oh, man, Flynn.
And something else.
Oh, my God.
You know, I
yeah.
grew up on. I was a big Charles Bronson dude.
Yeah.
Mr. No Personality.
I mean, you look at Steve McQueen. He did nothing, but he was a movie star. There's something about Steve McQueen. You just go, motherfucker, look at this guy. He's great. Just great, man. Just great.
The fucking one with the Camaro.
Yeah.
When he's the cop. Bullet.
And he the
Getaway.
the great
is
escape.
brilliant. Papillon.
Papillon. Oh shit.
Shit.
Damn. Yeah.
The
you
fact
know.
that motherfucker stole Bob Evans' girlfriend.
Yeah. He did.
If that happened now, people would turn their back on him. Only 2 men have done that. Brad Pitt, when he went to fucking Angelina Jolie's and never came back to Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
She was at home waiting with tea. Like, I'm done with tea. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm
That's
done
true.
with tea. And Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen.
And she just didn't take an actor's wife. He was the head of fucking movies at Paramount or something.
And I knew Bob very well. I liked him a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was a good guy. I liked him.
Those were different types of dudes.
Yes.
You know, Clint Eastwood, when he first started shooting
Yeah.
those spaghetti westerns.
Oh, man.
That's why that's so interesting to me.
Right.
All those actors, how they did all that. They went through a struggle.
Yeah.
You know, when I shot The Longest Yard, Fucko told me that his roommate at the time was the other fucking crazy guy. Burt Reynolds had a roommate when he lived in New York, and they went to audition for Elia Kazan. And then at the end of the audition, his roommate, who ended up becoming a star in his own way, I just forget what his name was, pulled the gun on Elia Kazan and said, if I'm not in this play, I'm going to shoot you. He's the one in that movie with the bowling. He's got the hook on his hand.
Really?
He's an older guy. Yeah. He's old. You know, he's probably dead by now.
Yeah.
Showed up to the audition
With a gun.
With a fucking gun.
Fucking actors. Some actors are crazy, man. You can't believe the things people do to get noticed. I mean, I've seen things where, one of my dear friends died. One of my closest friends died in COVID, and I was there, and I'm still hurt. My friend Phil Foley died in COVID, and I went to the wake, and then we went afterwards. You go to a restaurant. You know, that's how you do. You go to a restaurant and eat something. Everybody talks. And this guy comes over to me and he says, hi, he says his name. And he was at the funeral, I saw him. And he said, me and Phil were working on a script together. Now, I know that can't be true because Phil would have told me. And he goes, and he said that you were going to be in on it with us. And I know it's unfortunate that he passed, but I was wondering if you and I could do it, And I look at him like, I'm at the fucking funeral. You asked me if I want to write with you because Phil's dead. Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, get the fuck away from me. I mean, I was like, do you have any sense of of compassion, of feelings, of I don't know. Some people are just fucking crazy. He just figured I was there and he's never going to see me again. Let me take a shot. And I had the script with him. Had the script with him.
Listen to me. My car's on fire. I'm changing a flat, and I don't know how to change a flat. I'm doing my best. I'm pumping. This is about 9 years ago. And some kid screeches over. And I think he's going to ask me, he's going to say, do you need help? This motherfucker came and goes, hey, Joey, remember we read a script together? Are you interested? I looked at him, and I go, get the fuck away from me. I'll never, ever forget that. And I've had people now, like when I went to the hospital 2 weeks ago, the first day I went in there, I was dying. I couldn't breathe. I was like purple. And some guy came over, can we take a picture? I'm like, man.
I've had that, man.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I fucking had that. I fell asleep at the wheel.
You could be diving. You could be diving.
I fell asleep at the wheel, and my fucking car hit a tree dead center. Knocked the tree down. The wires killed all the fucking power in my neighborhood, in Bedford. I wiped my own house out, and the fucking police came and they got me in the ambulance. I was fine. The airbags, really, I had it was like a big Mercedes, so no, I wasn't even hurt. But they said no, you got to get in the gurney, so they put me in the gurney, and the guy comes up, he puts the thing on my neck, and he goes, "Fucking A, Usual Suspects. I love that movie." And I look at him, he goes, how was that movie? And he's talking to me, and I'm like, is he fucking serious? But then later, he goes, Chaz, you know what, I don't want you I said that to you because I wanted to see if you were, coherent and you could know what I was saying. And I said, I didn't know. I didn't know what the fuck you were doing. But he did recognize me. But I had a fucking guy in Hollywood. This was the best. I'm in a diner. With my buddy. And I hear a guy going, Joey, my hand to God, true story. And I go, what the fuck? So I get up and I look, because we were at the counter, and I look at the tables. There's this guy, and I see he had a steak, and he's choking, and he's pushing the waitress away like he was embarrassed or something. And she's going, let me try to help you. He's going, and he was fucking dying. I go over to him. I put my hand, and I give him the thing. And I don't even think I did it, because whatever I did, it popped out. And it pops out, and he looks at me, and he goes, I said, man, you want to go to the hospital? You okay? And he goes, you're Chaz Palminteri. And I said, yeah. He goes, wait a minute. Wait. Puts his hand in his pocket, takes his fucking wallet out, takes a fucking card out. He goes, I got a great script for you.
Oh my God.
And he goes, you call me. I got a great script. And I'm saying, sir, are you all right? Now, I didn't think of it at the time, but I walked out of there with my buddy, who was an actor. And I said, you fucking believe that crazy fucking guy? He goes, Chaz, it could have been a setup. He could have saw you and did it. And I didn't think of that. I said, you know what? I don't know.
Anything's possible in that fucking city. People go to AA meetings.
Yeah.
That's the only city where people go to AA meetings, tell you a story that they're clean and sober, and they're there to give you a script.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's the only town. There's no decency.
No decency, no.
And they always try to give you something for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it really pisses me. Hey, can I talk to you about something? I really like your comedy. Do you mind giving this to Joe Rogan? And you're like, no.
People say,
no, I'm not giving him that. The reason why he's my friend is because I don't give him that.
Exactly. Robert De Niro. You know how many times I get a script? Could you give this to Bob? Could you do this to Bob? Could you set me up with Bob? I go, no. I don't fucking do that. I said, what are you, crazy? I don't do that, man. I won't do it. I won't do it. I gave Bob 3 scripts in my 35 years of knowing him. Have I ever given him 3 scripts? And 2 of them were mine. And he did both of them. And the third one was, well, I didn't give him the script. I shouldn't say, but I called him and told him that I read this. And that was, Fuck, what was the name of that movie that he did? I can't think of it. It escapes me. No, they asked me to read this thing. I read Analyze This. And they said, would Bob be interested in this? I said, Bob be interested? First of all, I read it. I said, it's fucking great. It's fucking great, you know. But not knowing, they called Bob. I said, you know how you get Bob De Niro? You make an offer. Here's $20 million. Read the fucking script. I'm not bringing him anything. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
To go back to the show that Lee and I watched.
Yeah.
And it's on Amazon and Apple
It's on
TV.
Amazon, Apple, Google, Fandango. It's the one-man show that I've been doing for 34 years. But Joey, I filmed it, I wrote and directed, obviously, with 5 cameras. So it's really,
I could see that.
Inside, I really worked.
The shooting
I worked
was
a
great.
year on it.
And there's more than that. There's like audio to it too.
Yeah.
Like for different things, you have music and different effects. It was great.
Yeah, I know. It's a movie. I mean, I paid for it myself because I don't want anybody telling me what to do. So I paid for the whole fucking movie myself. I said, no. I don't want nobody's money.
Now, you know what I got from all this?
Yeah.
You're just a great fucking storyteller. And when I went to see the show at the Beacon, I knew right then. I go, this guy's just a phenomenal storyteller. He knows how to keep. A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
They could tell you a story, but then they can't keep you. You could keep me and take me through different emotions, and then you do all the characters, which is mush and fucking this guy and that guy. You know, I thought it was great, but that's the bottom line. You grew up in the Bronx, and you went to get apples on the corner. When you went to get an apple, there was always action going on.
There was all these
Ba-da-beep,
characters.
ba-da-pop, ba-da-poop, and you talk, and everybody had a nickname,
Right.
and a nickname that hit home.
Everybody. Do you know how many guys came over to me and said, you robbed my story? Do you know how many guys in all these years have told me that? You know what? That was my story. This one guy was a stand-up comic. I'll never forget him. And he said, you stole my act and you made a movie out of it. I go, leave me the fuck alone. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? You know what they say? You know, an orphan, a success has one father. An orphan, a failure is an orphan. It's so true. So fucking true.
Listen, we all had that story.
Yeah.
You know, at one point.
Of course. Everybody
We all
had all
had
these
that
guys.
story,
Well, then
okay?
you should have wrote the movie. You know what I mean?
But you're a phenomenal, like, up there. That's what cultivates these people. That's what the mob genre is. It's a genre that's kind of weird, but it's part of our culture.
Right.
You know,
right.
now you make an Italian movie, the Colombo people come after you for fucking.
It's
You know, you can't make a fucking. I'm surprised that Sharippa's commercials lasted 3 weeks
yeah.
because the
he-
anti-American association comes right.
He's
in.
very well liked, man.
No,
I
but
mean,
he's well liked.
He's fucking well
No,
liked.
no. I'm not saying anything bad about the commercial.
yeah.
I'm just saying that for 10 years, I shot mob commercials for Pennzoil,
Yeah, right.
Dairy Queen,
Right.
You know, fucking Prudential.
Right.
Die Hard was the best.
Right.
Die Hard, we went to bury a body and we left the headlights on.
Right.
And then when we go to turn the car on, it's dead. And now we're stuck out. You know, I did them all. They ran for a week. Then your agent called you and said, your commercial got canceled. The anti-Italian Federation called and said that fucking, what's that food chain? I did them. That lasted 4 weeks before the Italians came out. Yeah.
You know what? I have a thing with, and I have beef with the Italians about this because they came to me a few times. And I said, look, Bronx Tale, first of all, Bronx Tale is not a fucking gangster movie. It's a family movie. I said, that's why it's been around for 34 years. It's a family movie. And I said, do you expect Italians not to work? Do you expect us not to work? I said, if you work and you don't like it, shut the fucking thing off.
You know what the best part of that family movie is? When you beat the fuck out of the bikers. Let me tell you something. That's a family scene. Right from the ABC after school special.
Everybody said,
No.
every time I do that thing in theaters, fucking standing, clapping, applauding, I go, now you just can't leave. Crazy, man.
It is fucking, and the characters. Like, we sit here at night, like I put a lot of my friends on here.
Right.
Because all these stories you tell over the years,
Yeah.
these fucking tudutsis, oh, that didn't happen. Okay, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'll start bringing these motherfuckers in here.
Right. Well, you see, here's you're like, there's this, you got to be a great story. You got to have great stories and you got to be a great storyteller. So there's this guy, Bobby Moresco. I don't know if you know who he is. Bobby Moresco wrote Crash, which won the Academy Award, and he wrote $1 Million Baby with Paul Haggis. He grew up, he was like Westie. Grew up in West, down Hell's Kitchen. Great storyteller, great director too, and a great writer. And one day him and I were at this big table, and he's on one side, I'm on the other, and we're going trading stories and telling him. And if it was like you were there, you'd be number 3. Like you're a great storyteller and you know how to tell a great story. So me and him are fucking rocking. The whole restaurant is on the fucking floor. All of a sudden, in the middle of this one guy, wait a minute, he goes, I got a story. I was 13 years old and it was like the most boring fucking story. So I turned to him and I go, hey, what was his name? JP. I go, JP, this is the fucking World Series. Shut the fuck up. And the whole place was fucking laughing. But it's true. You know how it is when you rock in the house show and then somebody wants to tell a story. Once in a while, you got to shut the fuck up.
Like my wife. Yeah. You're telling the story, then your wife wants to follow, and you're like, God damn.
I want to go, honey. She goes, no. Oh, how about when they go, no, that didn't happen. It was this time. I'm going, shut the fuck up. Sometimes you lie to make a story better. You embellish. What the fuck? That's what you do. It's an art. You embellish the story, man. It's so
That's
stupid.
What makes the joke even more outlandish.
Even more funny, right?
That you said something to add to it. Like, me and you were talking one day. Yo, nephew number 1, we were talking one day on the phone, talking about something. And I said to you, you got me over here waiting like Michael Chandler. Do you remember?
Yeah,
we were fucking dying, you and me, for like 20 minutes. Because Michael Chandler, how long are you going to wait?
Yeah, right, exactly.
We're going to wait for Conor McGregor. Move on.
He's
never going to fight.
Yeah,
and look,
it's true.
2 years later, now he wants to fight in BKC this week.
Right.
Every Friday he gets coked up, and he shows up at a new event on Saturday.
Right.
Listen, I snorted coke for 27 years, okay? Nobody's got footage of me snorting coke. Go on YouTube. They have 30 minutes of Conor McGregor talking all coked up. There's one thing where he can't even talk. He's like, you saw that one? Yeah, I saw that. When he's scratching his nose and he can't even talk.
Is he going to come back and fight, Joey?
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I don't see it. I
think he's got enough money, right?
He's got tons of loot.
Yeah.
He needs a handler.
Yeah.
He needs like somebody that'll come. He's got to hire somebody and go, send me 3 guys. And they got to beat the fuck out of me when I start acting crazy.
Right.
Because he's crazy. He's Irish.
Yeah.
He's crazy. He drinks that fire water.
Yeah.
That sets him off. And then he puts that shit in his nose.
Yeah, that shit.
I've been there.
That's a dangerous person. Hi, man.
That's it. Look at him. He's turning purple. His veins are getting bigger.
Yeah.
He shows up every Saturday. If there's a fight at an ice skating, he shows up at the weirdest places on Saturday. Takes his shirt off, starts bartending and shit. I got to give it to him. He's an animal.
Wow.
I mean, I got to give it. Listen, when McGregor goes to Vegas, he doesn't just sell tickets. Do you know that? He adds like $2 million to the economy. Not a lot of people do that. Michael Jackson could do that.
Yeah.
Come to New York and fuck.
McGregor does that?
Think about it. When
all
McGregor
the people flying in.
People flying in from fucking Ireland.
Oh,
He generates so much fucking cash.
Yeah.
You cannot take that away from him.
Yeah.
But he's made so much cash. Listen, it's tough. Who said it the best? It's tough to run 5 miles when you sleep on silk sheets.
Yeah. Yes.
That hunger's gone.
The hunger's
you go in the
gone.
ring, and while you're getting beat up, you're thinking to yourself, I knew I was done. I knew I was done. I'm done. I'd rather
done.
be with 3 Chinese chicks right now.
I want to be with
playing
2
naked
hookers
ping
and an
pong.
apple.
I'm here
Get the
getting
fuck
beat
outta
up
here.
by this guy, and I don't need this money. I'm going to make $11 million. I don't need it. I got $300 million.
Yeah, there is a point where, but that's what makes the true champions, my father used to tell me. And even my shrink told me that. He goes, you think it was hard now to make it? He goes, it was hard, right? He goes, yeah. He goes, it's hard to stay in there, Chaz. I'll never forget that.
You were saying before about feeders. I had this dream sitting behind the Comedy Store 20 years ago. In the dream, I used to talk to Ari. Me and Ari discussed this about 5 years ago. You sit behind the Comedy Store, you're back there at midnight, You wait another half hour to get on fucking stage to end your night. You know, you basically can't make rent. You hope you get a commercial audition so you could fucking cover the spread next month.
Right.
And you dream about the day when you're just a regular comic, that you're selling out clubs, you're on a recurring TV show on ABC, they pay you well, you do 6 episodes, maybe somebody gives me a little gig for 3 weeks writing. That was success for me.
Yeah.
That would have been fine for me. And I wouldn't even want that. I was just happy to do comedy and not do crime.
Right.
For me, it was just, if you could just help me do comedy, live in a car. Live in a car.
Yeah.
I read Ladies and Gentlemen, Lenny Bruce. He lived at the Chelsea. He did comedy at fucking burlesque shows.
Yeah.
And he lived with a bunch of dirty strippers.
He never made money, right?
I don't know.
I don't even
But
know
he shot
either.
heroin. But it didn't matter. If you read, he hung out with strippers. Then he went back to the Chelsea. He banged them and he shot heroin. I'm in. I don't need to make money. It was $65 a week to live at the Chelsea. You know? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. One day you get to be with CAA. And one day you do get a manager like 3 Yards.
Yeah.
And one day you are selling out theaters.
Yeah.
And guess what? You still fight for your life like a motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even double than when you weren't making money.
That's it. True.
You're fighting. You're waking up in the morning with foam coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Because you know you're going to get somebody's going to try to fuck with you today.
Yeah.
Every fucking day. And that's what got me sick towards the end.
I just write and keep writing and act and direct, and that's why I've been around 40 years. I just keep doing it. I don't let nobody stop me, man. That's it. Fuck it.
62 years old. I've been with SAG since 1997. I got no insurance. Can somebody tell me how the fuck that's possible? When I joined SAG, if you were 45 and been there for 10 years, you were vested.
True.
All of a sudden, they changed the rules.
Well,
I'm
because
paying $3,000 a month for fucking insurance.
yeah, because too many people. And then they even changed. It used to be you had to. They counted residuals.
They still
towards
do,
you.
right?
They don't do it anymore. Now they stopped doing that. So now you got to work every year and make $35,000 to
You
be
know,
for the
it's
show.
like you got to that level, and they threw more curveballs
Yeah.
at you. You know, when I started comedy, well, here's the deal, Joey. Become a regular, get on a TV show, do 6 episodes. After that, you sell out, and an agent will sign you. I did 4 movies before an agent even, and I had like 6 different little agents, and those were before the commercial day, so you had
Right.
to hand deliver.
Yeah.
They didn't know
Right.
who I was with. I would do showcases and invite all my 4 agents, and I'd put them each at different sides. They didn't know. They all 4 sucked.
Yeah.
But between all 4 of them, I'd get something from time to time.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
at least one of them, I learned how they saw me also, what I was going out for. And there was one guy who sent me out for Latino auditions. He's fired because I'm not booking no Latino roles.
Right.
Never.
Right.
They'll let me read and take me to producers, but they want Chico and the Man. They don't want me. They want a guy that's tanned. And so you learn about the guys who send you out like construction people. There's some people who send you out as a chef. And there's just one guy who's waiting for the mobster role. So you learn all that shit. You learn the business. And that's the opportunity you had and I had that I really learned. There was a time, Chaz, you know how I got the longest yard?
Huh.
They weren't going to give it to me. They were going to give it to Vincent or Saragusa.
Yeah.
I was in Houston. I got coked up. And I was thinking, how the fucking... Adam Sandler's a comic. That's a comedy movie. I love Vincent, but he's not a comic.
Right.
And neither is Saragusa. So I went to Play It Again Sports, and I bought everything a size too small. And I had Chuck Savage, a friend of mine in Houston, tape me playing football at the University of Houston. I sent it to Chris Rock, and he sent it to Adam. And I learned that, so I started doing it. That's how I booked American Gangster. Then they broke up the movie, and they put Fucko in it instead of Leonardo.
Right.
Whatever. I had that. I sent the tape in. I used to just send tapes in. I would go on pre-production. If the movie was shooting in New York, I didn't even know the role. I would just set the table. I'm Joe Diaz. I'm from the Upper West Side.
Yeah, I mean,
what the fuck you got to lose? It's better than sitting there.
I always tell young kids, show up, man.
Show up.
Show
That's
up.
the other thing. That if you're not going to show up, it ain't worth your while.
If you don't show up,
it ain't going to worth you. The Bluebird of Happiness is not going to knock on your door with an Adam Sandler movie.
It's one of the biggest, 85% of success in life is showing up, man.
That's it. You got to get up in the morning. And I was snorting coke till 6. I'm up at 7:30 with the breakdowns.
I just did,
I'm up at 7:30 with the breakdowns. This is then.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's breakdowns anymore.
Yeah.
I would be up at 7 with the breakdowns, so my agents had the roles by the time they fucking got into their office. And then at 9:01, everybody got a call. Yo, did you get what I sent you? Call them up, see what they could do. And I would wait for the first idiot to call me back. If they didn't call me, then I'd call them each again.
Absolutely.
What happened with the call to Chaz? That casting director isn't in. Fuck you. And I'd wait, and then I'd call the casting director. Because I ain't waiting on you bitches.
No, I'm not. No. Listen, I just did 3 shows in a row. 3 big theaters, sold out every theater. I was exhausted. I woke up this morning. My wife says, oh, you can rest today. I said, no, I got to go. Joey Diaz called me to do a show. She goes, are you kidding? Aren't you going to rest? I said, no. Going. It's like, no. I got the opportunity to be with you, to do a great show. I'm fucking going. That's it. Show up. Show the fuck up. That's how I am.
Everybody cries so much in California and other places. And guys, this just didn't happen. This just didn't happen, you know.
No.
Yeah, the skies align from time to time, and you just got to keep getting up every morning going, what the fuck am I going to do next? This month I wanted to work, but I have health issues.
Right.
You know, I got the shortness of breath going on and my fucking diverticulitis, so I got to keep, and now it's eating me alive.
But you got to take care of yourself now.
I'm trying. Right. You see me over here drinking water.
Yeah. Well, that's
I've done coke in 17 years. I'm loyal. I'm a loyal soldier. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's not like I'm eating fucking sausage every day.
Yeah.
You know, when I moved here, I thought there was going to be a problem. But then I came back and I'm like, I don't really, you know, I grew up on 2 slices a day. Right? We all did. 2 slices and a Coke for $1.25. All day long at 2:30. They'll hold you over till 6. I don't even eat pizza now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself.
I'm 62. Man. It's a hard body. I ran from cops. You know, I ate prison food for 9 months. That's like smoking cigarettes for 10 years.
Yeah.
Eating that
Being in there for 9 months takes a
that
lot.
Fucking astronaut food.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
So it's not like I'm a virgin here. You know, you're gonna have some issues later on in life. I've been smoking dope since I'm 12. That means I'm officially smoking dope 40 years. What do you think? What do you think?
Congratulations.
Now is when you start smoking Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because after 50, the warranty runs out.
Shit. In the last 6 months, I had a yeast infection in my ear, an infection, a loose tooth. My fucking denture in the back is loose now.
You gotta be
my
careful.
fungi toenail was worse than ever.
Right.
I got diverticulitis. My rash is back. And I got fucking... I got a rash that won't go away. They just shot me with everything.
Right.
Maximilian, they shot me with more antibiotics.
Yeah.
Everything disappeared except that rash came back like 3
fucking
days
rash.
later. Right under my
It's like
titty
the fucking
here.
alien.
It's under my tit. It's fucking here.
Yeah.
It's on this foot. It sucks getting old, but you can't give up.
Can't give up, man.
Can't give up.
Can't
Today
give
I
up.
went to box. I couldn't fucking breathe.
Yeah.
I lasted 10 minutes today boxing. I put music on,
Yeah.
and I just started boxing. I started huffing and puffing. I stayed in there. I did some fucking, whatever you call those bats, the club bats, like they did in fucking whatever.
Right.
And I was like, I'm good. Tomorrow, all I got to do is 15.
That's
And
it.
as long as you get a little better every fucking
That's
day.
it. You're right, bro.
That's it.
You're fucking right, man.
It's living like a doctor, dog.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to sell this shit to you, and it's just easy.
Yeah, you're
Get
right.
up.
I'm telling you, it's
Write your day out. Let these motherfuckers know what you're thinking.
I fucking work at it every day, Joey. Every day I get
Every
up
day.
and I go, what am I going to do today to make my career better? That's the way it's got to be, man. I mean, I enjoy my life. I have a great time with my family, but every day my mind's on I'm on the fucking ball with something. And that's why I've been around this long. You got to do it, man. You got to do it.
I see you out a lot, man.
Yeah.
You do the cigar nights. You
Yeah,
do the cigar
I have a
brand.
cigar line. I have a.
You just-
and I don't. One day I just want to lay on a beach and just write. So I say, okay. So I want to write. I have 2 restaurants. I have a cigar line. I have a wine that's doing great. You know, it's all planned, but you got to work at it. You know.
No, I got no hobbies. Like I would have a cigar night, but I don't smoke cigars.
I don't smoke. I smoke very rarely.
Oh, I fucking hate it. And then they hit you with the cigar breath.
Yeah. Oh,
That really kills you.
yeah.
They
But
start getting close to you.
I dedicated a cigar to my grandfather, who was this. So I get away with it like that,
I don't
which
drink
is true.
wine.
Yeah.
So it's like, I
Yeah.
can't put a bottle of wine out.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, but I'm lying to people.
You're lying. Yeah. Well, I do
Yeah,
drink
like
wine.
this
yeah.
wine is the best. Joe, you don't drink wine.
You don't drink
I've never seen you hanging out with Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what. Like I tried the weed line, and I'm not doing that again. That's a waste of time.
You're very rare they make money with that. See, there are some people who do.
I did for a while, and then it all went south.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Everybody's got fake accounting,
Yes.
and I figured out unless you're doing it all,
Yes.
you're picking it, growing it, fucking
Absolutely.
packaging it. There's no dough. Everybody's always wants
Everybody's always
to take
lying.
it for the small 5%. What's up, Lee? Hit him. You all right? You're sitting there like Zombo. Look at you.
Lee, you had a little. You
No, I'm good. I'm good. I
got
was
a few,
I was wondering.
got some edibles? Lou? You got
What?
that edible look on you.
I do. I do. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
I busted you, didn't I?
Not busted, but yeah.
Yeah, like you're fucking ripped.
Oh,
Look at him.
He's ripped.
He should be
he gives
ashamed of
me.
himself.
What are those vile things?
We're taking him to rehab this week. He's not doing well, Chaz.
Yeah. Well, that's the first thing you got to do.
Is rehab?
Lay off the fucking mushrooms.
No mushrooms tonight. He just did 100 milligrams.
I did not do 100.
I know he did
milligrams.
some.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's
I'm
no
looking at
good.
him going,
He's no good.
what the fuck am I going to ask this guy? What am I
Hey,
going
what
to
were you
ask?
going to ask him? You forgot already 10 times.
Oh, I forgot a million questions I wanted to ask you.
All right, well, I got to tell you, Lee, you got to be on your game, baby.
Oh no, I
Otherwise, you'll be
love
sitting in
talking
this
to
chair
you.
20 years from now.
No, I've loved. I was wondering how many people have told you about their rashes while they were interviewing you. but but no, I had a.
We're good, babe.
Oh, poor bastard. Look
Poor
at the shape he's. I can't give you nothing. So what do you got coming up? Talk to me. How many more dates on this?
Oh, I'll be doing this is like the national tour again I'm doing. All they have to do is go to ChazzPalminteri.net. I'm going to be at Tarrytown next week, but that's sold out. But I'm going to be at Tarrytown. If you go to ChazzPalminteri.net, my whole schedule is there. You can get tickets right there. Or you can see it. You can see it shot with 5 cameras, the one-man show. It's on Amazon Prime, Google, Fandango, and what else? Amazon Prime, Apple TV. And that's doing great. So I'm very excited. I'm going back on Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker,
That comes April 18th.
April 18th.
See, I've been doing my homework.
Yeah, and
Fuck with me, dog.
yeah, no, fuck
That's
with
a
you,
great
dog. And I'm coming.
show. You like it too? You watch from
The
season
4th
one?
episode's coming out, and then I'm on for the 5th episode, for the 5th season, and Gravesend I'm doing again. So there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm doing a movie in April, in Rhode Island. I forgot the name of it, with Chad Verdi, and actually my son has the lead in it, and he's very excited about that. I have a small part, which is good. And so a lot of great things are happening. Really good.
You're a fucking
My life,
inspiration, bro.
every day I wake up and I look to God and I go, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Every day I say that, thank you. Because I look at my life and I look at where I came from and I look at some guys that I grew up with and hung with. And a lot of them are not here, and some of them, some did very well, some not. And I go, I don't know what I did right, but thank you. And I really do, Joe. I do. I say thank you. I'm so grateful. So grateful, man. Really.
Thank you for what you do, man.
And thank you. You're a great inspiration. You
So
really
you.
are.
You fucking hired me.
Yeah.
He hired me
Yeah.
a long time ago.
I see talent right away,
He didn't fucking know. All I had to do was get thrown in the pool.
No,
And it was
I
great.
see fucking.
But
there's
you know what?
Certain people, you could just say, you know what? He's got that thing that people like.
I
Fucking get
always
him.
enjoyed that role because I met two of the nicest, well, on top of you, I met your buddy from Sons of Anarchy,
Yes.
the old guy that played,
Who Dayton?
What's his name?
Dayton Cali.
Dayton Cali. He was fucking great.
Great.
But I met that dude that died.
What dude
He was on that show on CBS. And
Oh.
he died after he did the Travolta movie. New York guy. Really fucking good guy.
Yeah.
You hired him as he was one of the major roles in that movie.
Yeah.
Men versus Women was the movie.
Men versus women. That's correct.
Okay. And
I'm trying
he
to
was
think-
on the set, and I was fucking in awe.
Yeah.
Because I had grown up watching him on, come on, guys, the show with the really good blonde woman that was on CBS. Sybil Shepherd, one of those fucking blondes on CBS. He
Yeah.
played the plumber or something like
Oh,
that. Come on now.
yes, Candace Bernard, and the show, and he was a great actor. Richard,
What the fuck was his name?
I can't think of his name, but
He
he was
fucking schooled me, dog.
he was great.
Schooled me.
Great actor.
Schooled me, and you'll know who he is.
Did he die?
You'll definitely
did
know.
he die of an OD? I think he did.
Yeah,
They don't know.
I don't know.
No, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if he did.
I don't know if he did. He died in his sleep.
He died. I was so
Yes. And I had just lost a role to him.
Yeah.
In that movie,
Yeah.
the second part of Get Shorty.
Yeah, he was
And
terrific.
usually I would tell those, I would go home and kill a chicken.
Yeah.
And do some Santeria to fucking get
Yeah,
rid of him.
no, he was terrific.
And I went home going, you know what? If I lost a role to him,
Yeah.
I'm doing something right.
He's a
If
good
it was
actor.
me and him, I'm doing something right. Because this guy was fucking.
You know what? I've been very fortunate.
Richie.
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 His first name was Richie. Funny guy. What about me? Oh, he was funny. He always go, what about me? What about me? Funny guy, man.
And he's in the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
When they do, what's the movie? The other
Yeah.
guys in that movie.
You know,
the guy who plays the gangster, Joe, in Bullets Over Broadway. Joe, the one that
Joe Varelli.
Joe Varelli was
Joe
Sean
Varelli.
Penn's neighbor.
Sean
And
Penn's
Sean
neighbor.
Penn talked him into fucking acting.
Yeah.
That dude, Joe Varelli.
Joe Varelli.
Joe Vitz is in that movie too.
Terrific, Joe
The one
Varelli.
the one with Vanessa Williams.
Yeah.
The Fed movie with
Yeah.
when Arnold kidnapped Vanessa Williams and she's got the paperwork
Yes,
to the
I forgot
mob
the
in
name of it.
Baltimore.
There was a
He's-
lot of people I hired as a writer and director. Billy Porter. I just saw Billy Porter, recently, and now he's, Billy's huge. And he just had talent. When you see people like that, they just exude talent. And I knew from, and who's the guy who played Basquiat? Great actor. Oh my God. A black actor. I forgot his name, but he did a small part for me in a movie I did. I produced, and he did it. And I said, this fucking guy. And he did this little part, and he was so great. And now he's huge megastar, and you could just see it. You would no blowing smoke. You were the same way. It's just a character. It's a character. It's like bigger than life. When I saw you on stage, when I went to see you on stage, the fucking it was like a fucking Mooney convention. They were screaming, Joey! You didn't even fucking come out yet. And you were opening for Joe,
in Atlantic City.
in Atlantic City.
Yes.
And I said, holy shit, what the fuck is going on?
Yes.
And there was screaming like it was like a fucking cult, Joey. And then you come out, and your first words are, what's up, motherfuckers? And the place goes nuts.
They love all that shit. That's how
Holy
you gotta address
shit.
them. What's up, cocksuckers?
I
All day long they call
couldn't
mister.
believe it. I mean, and mobs of people. It's just, you have the it thing. You know what I mean?
You go out
You know what I
there.
mean? How you doing, Lee?
I'm doing great.
Right? You want us
I'm
to
back.
want us to call 911 or anything?
Not yet. I was going to ask you about your podcast. How you got started with your podcast.
I'm glad you brought that up. People want to see me on my podcast, go to Chazz Palminteri Show. It's on YouTube. It's on Google, Apple, and it's a great show, man.
I
have
saw
a
the
lot
one
of-
with Fat Joe.
Yeah, Fat Joe is on.
I'm a big fan of
I've had a lot of good people.
Catherine Narducci.
Catherine Narducci,
I
you've
love
been
her to
on.
death.
Billy Joel's been on. I got a lot of good people, man.
I've been on.
You've been on.
Our friend
I said
Tara.
it.
Time. We had a good time.
You've been on. You tore the place up.
The wife
It's great.
had those
My wife.
fucking food, tremendous.
My wife is. Joey Diaz is the nicest person. I said, and he's always like, she's always talking about, oh, please tell Joey I said hi. And he's always going, I said, hey, Joey, you fucked my wife. I felt like De Niro in fucking Raging Bull.
She's a sister from down here.
Yeah, I know.
She grew up down
She
the
grew
road.
up right down there, yeah.
That's fuck. I thought she was gonna come with you. I'm heartbroken.
Yeah. No, she couldn't.
She right down the fucking corner.
Yeah.
I think she said 48th Street or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's family.
That's crazy.
You know, when I see her, she's fucking beautiful. What nationality is she?
What?
What nationality is she?
She's full Italian. First generation Italian. She came here, she couldn't speak English. How's that? All the time.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaks
Union
Italian.
City ain't fucking around.
What's that?
Union City put out some good-looking women.
Oh, yeah. My wife's a good looking
His
woman.
grandmother, Union City, fucking beauty queen. And shit.
Yeah, that's great, man. Fucking pretty girls in Jersey. Jersey girls, man. As the song says, bro. Well, really, thanks for having me, Joe.
Dog, it's an honor to have you on here. And I can't wait to see you on Godfather Harlem.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's one of my favorite fucking shows. I've been waiting for 2 years.
Yeah, I know. It's finally
I know
come
that
out.
the
Yeah.
chin is gone,
Yes.
but I'm sure he worked around it and everything's going to be beautiful.
Everything's going to be great,
I'm going to
bro.
tell you real quick, I'm going to tell you who blows me away lately.
Who?
Bo Dietl.
Oh, Bo's great.
Bo is getting better and
He
better
is.
and better. How is his Monday night? Should I go to one of them?
Yes.
I just feel he's got a lot of heavy-duty people there.
Oh, you
Cops
should go.
and judges.
I've been there. It's great.
Okay, because he's asked me.
Joe, but Bo is great.
I love Bo. I
Bo
love
is
him to
fucking
death.
great. And let me tell you something. Bo was in fucking The Irishman with Bob De Niro and Al Pacino. He held his own, man.
He held his own, though.
He fucking held his own,
Without
brother.
the shirt, with the watermelon.
With the watermelon. I mean,
all
come
that
on,
shit.
no,
He was fucking,
'cause you know
Bo
what?
was great, man.
He's smart. He plays these parts that's right in his wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? And he's great at it, man. And I worked with him in Godfather. He's great at it. He really is. And a great guy, too. Great
So you're
guy.
coming back
Yeah.
because you went away. They sent you away.
Yeah, they sent me away after I did 2 seasons, and they sent me away because my character, I got exiled. They were going to kill me.
Right.
So I went to retirement, then they just brought me back for season 4 and 5.
You wrote the book when you were away?
What book?
The book he wrote, Men of Honor.
No, I didn't remember right, Man of Honor.
Not you, your
Who?
character.
Oh, my character, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I scared you. I said, what the fuck
Is
did I
that
do?
when he writes the book when he goes away for those 2 years?
Well, they're going to talk about it. I'm not supposed to talk
Who
about
the
it.
fuck
But
do you think you're dealing with? Joey Bananas?
fucking Joe
You
Bananas
think I
over
just
there.
walked out of Hudson County Park on a raft? I love you, my brother.
Same
God
here,
bless
brother.
you.
Thank you.
And support
Thank you.
Chaz any way
Thank
you
you.
can.
Thank you.
Lee, where you at this weekend?
I'm at the House of Comedy in Minnesota opening up for Josh Wolf Friday and Saturday.
And me, I got Dick. I'm on a sabbatical. I'm trying to get healthy. I'll let you know. I'll do some pop-up shows. Lee will definitely come, and you guys are fantastic. Thank you very much for watching the show. And it's my birthday Wednesday.
Hey, happy
Hey!
birthday. Happy birthday.
I'm officially 3 years collecting social, and I'm taking it because that means my daughter gets 3 years.
Wow.
Till she's 18.
It's great.
So whatever they give me, they give her. So
That's
I
right.
just got to stay alive now. I love you, cocksuckers. Stay black. Hey, Uncle Joey here. Listen, it's time to get that dick in proper working order. It's February already, you know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day is past, but it's a long year. You got to sling dick on a daily with these animals out there. Blue Chew can make it happen. Their online service delivers ED meds straight to your door with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but at a fraction of the cost and in chewable form. What does that mean? You could be anywhere drinking a glass of vino. You see one of your little girls over by the corner. She's playing hard to get. You pop a Blue Chew, you wiggle over, and you're ready to rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? Blue Chew has everything you need to spice up the bedroom. Even if your thing is working right, you got to have extra ammunition. Sometimes the communists just come out of the trees. You know what I'm saying? Blue Chew tablets are made in the U.S. of A, Jack, and the whole process is taken care of online. So you don't need to make an appointment. You don't need to sit with creepy people. You don't need to go to the pharmacy, nothing like that. Me, personally, I love Blue Chew. I'm 62. I don't need ED medication, but let me tell you something. Like I said, you got to get all your bullets in order, and you got to bring extras nowadays. You take a tablet any time of the day, and you get ready for a great time. I don't care if it's in the morning, at night, you're going to feel tip-top magoo. Now, make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for the listeners. Ready? Get your first month of Blue Chew for free. That's right, it's Tuesday. I'm showing up with a gift, you little bitches. Just visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And I want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show and helping you motherfuckers sling dick like you're supposed to, like God intended. You know what I'm saying?